Jack, there's also some new draftees at the club. How are they settling in? Your first impressions on them?
No, really well. We're pretty excited to get our young guys into the club on Monday for their first day, and they're fortunate enough to be living together for the first week with our head of development, Aaron Greaves, and those guys have been really impressive in their first few days. We had our 2K time trial first up Monday morning. It was a bit of a tough start for a few of them. And again today, a yo-yo test, but they've all come in really good shape. You know, really excited to get started, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do out on the field. Speaking
of the yo-yo test, some media personalities are performing today. How do you think they're going to go?
I heard Nick Bowen might have pulled out a late withdrawal. General softness. No, it's always good. I think we've done it a few years in a row now. We've had a few journos come down and try their hand at fitness tests. And I think we had a 2K at Olympic Park a few years ago, and Nick, I think you might have been there for that one. It's always a bit of a challenge, but I think a few guys here are looking quite fit, and we'll have to wait and see if they can beat any players.
Who's beatable, Jack?
The tall blokes, I reckon.
How's the start to pre-season been generally, Jack?
It's been good. The young guys started just over 3 weeks ago now, so they've been going quite a while, and everyone's come back in really good shape. Everyone's really motivated. Missing out on the finals last year was disappointing for the senior team, and we're really motivated to make sure we can go that one step further next year. And with a few additions in the trade period this year, it was really exciting to be able to get those guys into the football club and get them transitioning into the way we like to play. And I think they've done that really well so far. First impressions have been really good, and now with the young guys joining, this has been the first week we've had our full list together for the pre-season. So it's exciting times ahead for our footy club.
Is there added belief given how close you came last year?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't think we didn't believe last year. We're all fully aware of what we're capable of as a football team, and it was disappointing to not make finals last year, but I think that just adds a little bit more motivation for this year. There's also 18 other teams out there, or 17 other teams at the moment, thinking they should be playing finals, and we understand there's a lot of hard work to be done between now and round one to allow ourselves to get ourselves in the best position to play finals next year.
Where do you think the biggest improvement's going to come from?
I think the guys we've added obviously will help us improve, but I think the biggest improvement this year will come from the core team we have at the moment and our young guys coming through. We saw last year with a few guys like Trent Dumont, Jai Simpkin, Jed Anderson really improving. That's where I think our improvement's going to come for that core group of players, improving again and making us a hard team to play against.
There'll be a lot more external, I guess, expectation on you guys this year. How do you go about handling that?
I don't think much changes, to be honest. Last year the external expectations weren't too high, and I don't think that really had too much of an impact on us as players. I mean, our job's pretty simple. It's just go out every weekend and compete as hard as we can and try and get better every day. And I think as a group we're very motivated. We know what we want to achieve, and whether there's external expectations are high or low, I don't think that changes too much.
How do you freshen up over the off-season? Got to the US and met Dan Ricciardo, was that?
Yeah, we bumped into Dan Ricciardo in the US, went to Canada as well, so I had a few weeks over in the States to relax and watch a bit of US sport, which was good. But now back to Australia and refreshed and ready to get stuck into training, and can't wait for the year almost.
Are you fully fit for the first time in a few years, Jack? Ready to sort of hit pre-season without any sort of post-season surgery?
I did actually have post-season surgery this year, so I'm probably a week or two away from main training, but that's probably well ahead of where I've been the last few years. So I'm in a really good position personally to be able to attack pre-season and get that under my belt and head into the year ready to go.
What operation?
I just had a clean up on my knee, but that's all. It's very minor, and I was running a few weeks after, so there's no stress at all.
Had that been troubling you throughout the season?
Not really. A little bit towards the end, but there was nothing that we couldn't manage, and just sort of needed a bit of a tidy up and ready to go for pre-season.
Just in terms of your role, I mean, will you still be a mid-forward sort of split?
I think so.
Yep.
I haven't chatted with the coach directly in terms of exactly what we want, but I think it will be probably similar to last year, splitting my time between the midfield and forward, depending on what the team needs. But with the off-season additions, I think we've got that midfield depth now, so hopefully I might be able to stay forward a little bit more. But as I said before in the past, I'm happy to play wherever the coach wants me to play.
Guys like Paul and Pittard have both said they've sort of got a point to prove given the way they exited their clubs. Did you sort of sense that in the way they've gone about pre-season early on?
100%. I mean, Aaron Hall and Jasper Pittard and Jared Pollock, and Dom Tyson to an extent, they're all very, very good players. And you can see that the way they apply themselves at training. They come straight in and hit the ground running from day one. They were here, and they've set a really good example. I mean, they've only been here for 2 weeks, but from what I've seen from those guys, they're one, quality people, which is what we want at our football club, but two, very professional and very hard working. So I think they're going to set themselves up for quality years.
Exciting for you, Jack, to be able to be hitting pre-season training so early this year.
Yeah. I've been restricted the last few years with some injuries, so I'm excited to be able to get a bit of work done before Christmas, and hopefully that can set myself up for a big 2019.
So no yo-yo for you today?
Unfortunately not, no. I'm pretty shattered about that too.
When we formalise your leadership group, Jack?
I think that will happen over the next few weeks. We'll get the players together and get that done, because it's a pretty important part of our footy club to make sure that the leadership's set and we can set those standards and drive them for
Stick in the top
2019.
job.
We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully I'll do enough right.